Success is just a matter of luck. Ask any failure. Earl Wilson. My friends, I'm on the road. I'm sorry if there's any background noise. I can't seem to get away from music and birds chirping, but we'll deal with that. Let's talk about these markets. We see stocks are up for the day, the S&P roaring up, and bonds and gold turning down. Bitcoin up about 1.68%. First, we'll jump into the S&P 500. And we'll talk about how great these movements have been for those who are going long since we saw the trough back on the week beginning the 13th of March, where we had high volume and we had the S&P dipping down and spinning around and then starting up for today alone 1.45%. Just zooming up as we look, we can see where the two-day candle on Friday has pushed above two-day candles pushed above the weekly trend line on Friday. We can see where Thursday afternoon started pushing through on the candle, and then zooming up, we can see on that half-day candle where it pushed above the weekly trend line. So we are going in the right direction. What's going to happen next week? Well, if this week's any indicator, as the way things souped up and started moving up, hopefully we'll see this next week continue to move up. That's where we are again. We're in the summer doldrums supposedly, but the S&P moving in the right direction. Likewise, the NASDAQ 100, which has been doing even better as far as strong accelerating candles and up growth, even higher, a new higher high this week. And we, of course, see volume even being one day off. We can see the volume, because remember, the markets were not operating on Monday. We can see the volume, though, still decent. We look at how far above the weekly trend line we are on the half day and the 2-day. Things moving in the right directions. If you've been long and you've had an opportunity to be long for a long time, been doing very well for us on that trade. What about bonds? Down for the day, 1.10%, which is what we wanted to see. Into the week with a doji. Where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with some indecision, but moving back in the right direction, heading down. We will keep an eye on things. We have a red doji there. Now you can see the volume is green. Remember, that has to do with the opening price based upon the prior candle, the way we've set up our volume chart. Can I show that to you? I was trying to think, how have I done this in the past? And I'm going to work on that over the weekend and try to remember how I showed you guys previously how we set that up. I'm thinking that I could find now. Settings, here we go. You can see what we've done here is when you just set up standard volume, and remember we have that link on how to set up our charts on the 3-wave trades. You can see the moving average length is 20 periods. That's 20 weeks, the weekly chart. 22-day periods or 40 days if it's the 2-day chart. 20 half days or 10 days if it's the half-day chart. How'd you like that math on the fly? But you can, if you watch, if I take that out, you can see where it turns red. That means that whatever the color of the candle is, the volume will always meet it. But if you base the color on the previous close, just gives you more information. So that's what we do. Anyway, just a little idea of what's happening there. So we'll pay close attention over the course of this next week to see what bonds do there. Again, we can see nice down movement on Friday. We've got a doji, so there is indecision. Not pulling that trade yet, but we're paying close attention as to how next week progresses. Now, this is good to see when we get to gold. Going into our third week of down, we passed our third week of down movement in gold. We can see where gold tried to peak its way up on that 2-day chart on the weekly trend line, and now we've got a doji there. That's just Friday. We can see on the half-day chart down in the morning and pushed on down through in the afternoon. We want gold to keep rolling back. Again, we like our movements to be clean and longer than a couple of 3 weeks, because it gives us time to jump in and then be able to successfully execute a trade. So gold moving back in the right direction, down 1.47% on Friday and staying red on that weekly candle. Now we go to Bitcoin. Into the week with a green spinning top. It was up on Friday 1.68%. Don't really want to see this continue, but it might. Again, we were hoping to have a nice long down move to reset everything so that we might be able to track Bitcoin a little better. So we'll be watching, waiting, and seeing. Now you can see on this weekly chart where we are, and we're just going to have to figure out as the week starts how to redraw it. But again, even with that down chart and the movement during the week, not penetrated it on the 2-day or on the half day. So maybe we've got a little bit more of a run in some down movement. That is where we are as the markets close on Friday, this shortened trading week, Memorial holiday on Monday. That was this last Monday here in the States. And we're looking forward to a full week this next week. We always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. Patreon members, everything is loaded up for the week. It's been up there since yesterday. Everything that is charting cryptos, commodities, and currencies. Yes, we did add currencies in there this week. You should find that interesting. We're releasing that today to everybody. Plus our 3-wave trades. Those are the curated trades that our Patreon members only get, plus your weekly vertical crossovers. I believe we had 8 going up, 12 going down. God bless you guys. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.